Hi Flute Nerds, welcome to your mini masterclass for our breathing blitz. This month we're diving deep into our breathing. How do we do it? How do we improve our control? And how do we shape our breathing into an expressive tool? And this last point is exactly what we're going to be looking at in this video today. To do this, we're going to need to talk about your bow. Yes, like a string player's bow, even though you play the flute. String players don't make a sound with their instrument alone. They have to use a bow, and that bow is what creates their sound, controls their tone, gives their sound color and direction, and shapes their phrasing. For us, that shaping tool isn't made of horsehair and wood, it's made of air. Your breath is your bow. Generally, we breathe because we have to breathe. We'll die if we don't breathe, right? But if we can start imagining using our air like a string player might use a bow, we can start using our breath more intentionally, and suddenly it becomes an expressive tool that we can use to create shape and emotion. In this masterclass, we're going to unpack this metaphor and learn how to use your air as an expressive tool. By the end of the video, you'll start to see how every aspect of our sound, from tone and intonation to phrasing and dynamics, can be shaped by how you use your air, not just how much of it you have. So, let's dive in. Hi friends, this clip is part of a full-length masterclass which is available inside the Flute Nerd Lab. It's part of our Breathing Blitz, a deep dive walkthrough designed to help you work on your breathing and support. If you want access to the full masterclass as well as etude study guides, weekly practice challenges, and a community of nerdy supportive flute players just like you, come on and join us. You can sign up for free on School. The link is in the description below. In the meantime, let's get back to how your breath can shape your sound. To really unpack this metaphor, we first need to understand what exactly a bow does and how string players use it. They don't just drag it across the string. They are constantly adjusting the weight of it, the speed, angle, placement, and direction that they move it. Every one of those variables changes the sound, and we can bring that same sense of nuance into our own playing by using our breath more intentionally, like a string player might use their bow. So let's take a closer look at each one of these variables that a string player has at their disposal. Bow speed affects both the volume and intensity. A fast bow creates a louder, more energized sound because the string vibrates more vigorously, and this means that the tone feels open and resonant. On the other hand, a slower bow creates a softer sound, making it feel more intimate or controlled. The pressure or weight of the bow refers to how much of it presses onto the string, and this shapes dynamics and tone color. So the more weight a player uses, their sound becomes richer, brighter, and more assertive. If they use less weight, it softens the tone, often creating a rounder, warmer quality. String players can also change their tone color depending on how close they place the bow to the bridge or fingerboard. Near the bridge, the string is tight, so it responds with a bright, focused, and sometimes really intense sound. Whereas near the fingerboard, the string is looser, which gives it a mellower, hazier, more introverted sound. The bow can be used flat on a string using all of the hair or tilted to give it a little bit less contact. A flat bow produces a fuller sound while a tilted bow creates a softer, wispier sound. Finally, the direction that the bow moves, either up or down, changes the feel of a note. Down bows, frog to tip, naturally feel stronger at the start because they're anchored by the weight of the bow, while up bows, tip to frog, start lighter and gradually grow in strength. So how does this translate onto the flute? I can hear you asking me, how do we actually use this metaphor? Winds players can take a lot of valuable information from this. So much like string players can shape their sound using their bow in all of these different ways, we can shape our sound by using our air in different ways. This means our breath can be a creative gesture. So let's have a closer look at exactly how to do that. If you found this video helpful and want to dig even deeper, the full masterclass is available inside the Flute Nerd Lab. In the lesson, we explore all the different ways that we can manipulate our air and how to use that to shape our tone, color, and emotion, just like a string player might with their bow. Join the lab for free today to access the full masterclass, as well as the rest of this month's topic on breathing, practice challenges every week, live events, and a community of supportive flute nerds. I'll put a link to the lab in the description below. Thanks for watching and happy practicing!